much time though.
That's
You
because you're
know,
5'11".
I know, but it's like, I don't know. Then I get so
Whoa.
confident.
Happy Thursday.
I'm drinking some pre-workout at 7 o'clock at
That's
night.
crazy.
I was
Me
fading
too.
fast. I don't feel super great, and I'm trying to get a little life back in me. So
Dude, everyone on my gym's been sick. I feel under the weather. It's going around. It's going around. I just had 2 clients cancel tomorrow because they're fever sick. It's happening.
also, I don't know if everybody knows this, but this lid for a shaker cup is elite.
What?
This is
The long
they're
one?
like it's like not the normal lid. I don't know, but this is my favorite shaker cup ever. I love them. Hot take.
Um, we're gonna survive today. That's where we're at. This week has felt like it's been 7 weeks in 1 week.
I feel that. What have you got going on there? Just busy with the gym?
Yeah, gym, work. I'm just tired. I'm
Oh,
teaching MUSC physical therapy students this month, so we guest lecture 4 labs a week. I bring them into the gym, and me and another PT teach them like progressions and regressions of strength movements, which I actually really love. It's so fun. We've done this for years, but it's just like another, 4 or 5
another
hours
thing.
on the schedule.
Yeah, I saw one of your videos. I think it was from that of you. I can't even remember like what the movement was, but it looked really
Plotting
cool.
probably, yeah. Yeah, it's super cool because, like, people are under I think if you're not in this profession, you're under the impression that a lot of physical therapy students are working out, and that's not really the case, um, unfortunately. So, we try to get them in and expose them to more things, and if they are, maybe it's not with a barbell, and I do think, like, regardless of what realm you're gonna work in within the profession, it's good to know how to do things, regressions, progressions. Like people can hate on CrossFit outside of CrossFit all you want, but if you go to that style of gym, you're going to be exposed to a lot of movements and like you're going to be exposed to like you can't do a pull up, here's 7 other options you can do and that's like hard to find, I would say, in other places. So we try to get them under a barbell. It's cool.
I can't
Especially the
remember I can't remember if we've talked about this before, but when I was in my grad program for exercise physiology, there is a lot of kids who were in the program because they couldn't get into PT school. So they did it
Mhm,
as like an in between. And it
mhm,
was only me. I was in like a small class,
mhm.
but it was only me and another girl who did CrossFit, and like nobody else in the space
Mhm.
did any sort of like functional fitness. They may have been like athletes, like student
Yep.
athletes, or played sports before, but me and Taylor was her name, was the only people who did any sort of functional fitness, which I found interesting.
Yeah, it's kinda wild. I It's definitely gotten way better. Like, when I was in school, I was the only person in my class that did CrossFit. I got made fun of a ton for it. Now and, like, we've been teaching these labs for, like, 6 years, I think, 5, 6 years, and it used to be, like, almost none of the students had touched a barbell. Now more than half have, like, back squatted with a
Yeah.
barbell, with a barbell. So and they all, like, generally move more. There's I think it's just grown, right, like, doing fitness. But I do think even and this is obviously, like, my opinion from seeing the students, like, even the boys who haven't done it a ton feel a higher comfort level trying it than, like, girls with a barbell. It's just something that a lot of them are, like, afraid, have not been exposed, don't feel comfortable. So I do like getting girls under a barbell, and we, like, teach them to bail and all that, so they're, like,
Yeah.
comfortable trying it. It was funny because I do it me and, one of my good friends, he's a physical therapist, Nate Jones, and he competes in strongman, and he's very good, like, he's ranked in the world and everything, and he's jacked, like, strong, and I'm, like, in a hoodie, it's cold, and I think everyone thinks, like, he's so fit, and we're doing it at my gym, and one of the girls came up to me, and she goes, like, "Can you climb that rope?" And I was like and she's like, "Do you, like, use your legs?" And I was like, "You can do it with your legs or without." And she's like, "You can do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I even hung it in my own gym." And I was like, "But, like, they just
Oh my.
can't fathom some people, like, if they've never been in gym, girls doing these kinds of things." And I was like, "Please come take a class and just, like, see what
Yeah.
girls do on a regular basis, because that's, like I think they don't know, you know?"
Yep.
Uh,
Yes.
that's
I
cool.
feel
Just like,
like, yeah, when people walk in and they've never seen anything like that, even if you go to like a Globo gym, you see some girls who are really strong, right? And like squatting and deadlifting, but then you come in to like a CrossFit gym and you're like, what do you mean they're upside down, walking on their hands and doing like crazy
and I
stuff?
do think like upper body for girls is less heard of too, because like
Yeah.
in global gyms, you'll have girls who deadlift and squat, but like there is less girls that are doing pull ups and stuff like that, like you would see in CrossFit maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've done squat. This week was deadlift, and then we have an upper body lab. So I love the upper one because that's where my moment to shine.
That sounds really fun. And I know long days, but something to kind of break up the normal day, from like
Yeah, I mean, I
coaching.
love it, and like a lot of the we taught them with um deadlift. We went through a sandbag ladder because like sandbags are really cool to use with patients because it kind of
Mhm.
mimics like dog food and stuff, or laundry. And we make them like start at the 50 pound and move up. And like we had 2 girls that lifted a 200-pound sandbag, which, like, is wild. So strong, and they were, like, shocked themselves, and a lot of guys that were able to, like, get it up to their shoulders and over, which is, I mean, very impressive,
Mhm.
and so it's always fun. Those things are fun to do with the students, and I think for students, it's such a fun lab because 'cause they're just, like, getting out of class,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. We had like an assessment class, which is not the same thing, but at least it
Mhm.
was like us doing stuff. We did
Yeah.
like VO2 tests and like all the kinds of stuff. I'm like, thank God, anything to get me out of this classroom. But if we would have been able to go to a gym, that would have been super cool.
It's really funny because I started CrossFit my first year of PT school. And I'd, like, done sports and stuff and ran a lot before that, but I'd never lifted, and I was very weak. And, I remember it's probably my first semester of PT school, we had to max out our bench press for some activity. I think they were teaching us, like, progressions or something. And so we went to the, like, wellness center, and I remember distinctly being, like, very annoyed that I couldn't bench press 75 pounds, which is, like, crazy now to think about because that's, like, pretty light. I'm still not great at bench, but at like 75 pounds is very light. And I remember being like, "I'm gonna get it." And now I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy." And it wasn't like embarrassingly less than any of the other girls.
Right.
Like nobody could bet. And I'm like, now I'm like, that's crazy. That's like what you do for like sets of 20 in a workout, you know?
Yep. We've come a long way.
It's crazy. Yeah. I was a lot littler then. I also was coming off like blowing out my knee and stuff. So I
Yeah.
just was small. But yeah, people always think I'm small now, and I'm like, mm, I was little. I was little because I ran my whole life.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anything else? Nothing else?
just doing PT things,
Fun.
nothing crazy. We got the open announcement today. We both watched it. We talked on the phone while we watched
Yeah.
it. Um, it's so crazy. Like, when did they start making it at 3? Like 2 years ago, maybe?
I think it just depends on where it's at. I thought. I don't know.
No, I think it used to always be like
It was like 7 p.m.
yeah, and now I think 2 years ago they switched it to, like, earlier because I
Oh,
remember being like, "Oh, you could do it on a Thursday now." Like but I think it makes sense, like, for gym owners. Um, I What'd you think of the workout?
I am like thinking about myself. I'm not
Mhm.
great at box jumps, but
But you are
I'm
good at wall balls.
when my knee is healthy. I'm
Yeah.
having some really not great issues with my knees. Um, so if that was in order, I actually would be really excited to do this. If I can wear lifter, I'm not going to wear lifters, but if it was wall balls and rowing or something, then I think I could put lifters on and probably feel a little bit better with the wall balls. But I do like that it switches to step overs temporarily because those I don't mind and can move pretty quickly. So I'm glad that there's some step overs and a little bit of a break from the jumping. But
Yeah.
I don't hate it. The 66 wall balls is kind of crazy. Um, but if you can get through that, it gets easier from there, technically.
Mhm.
You didn't like it at first.
No, I actually so it's not a great workout for me. I'm very bad at wall balls. That's a very tough movement, I'm sure. But I do usually wall balls like historically is always paired with another movement I also really dislike, like rowing or I don't I've never really like it's always paired with a movement that I'm not great at. I am not great at box jump overs, but I like them. Like I can do them decently. I enjoy them. It's not like a terrible movement. I hate wall balls, so that I have come a long way with them. I'm much better at them, I feel like. So I don't hate it. I think so I am running it. People were asking all the time, like, what am I doing? Am I doing the open in my gym? I follow brute strength and there's a lift and then that's the workout. I think now I envision it from like a class perspective, and that's what I'm looking at, like how I'm going to coach it and how I'm going to. And I do think like the rep scheme's a little daunting for community. I think it's hard because they're going to come nowhere near finishing it. And like my gym is not a ton of people who have been doing CrossFit for a long time, right? I'm a newer gym, so it's a lot of people that are newer to functional fitness. So it's like a workout where they're going to get not even halfway through is kind of hard to explain. I've been trying to explain like what the open is, whatever. So I think the rep scheme is like a little confusing for people who haven't done CrossFit for a long time. But I think
I'm not
it'll be
really.
fine. I also think it's accessible. It's really easy. Like everyone can do a box step over box, some variation of that.
Yeah.
And wall balls. I do like that. I like 66 is a lot, but it ramps up. Like the 20, 30, 40 are attainable numbers for most. They can do like you could do small sets and keep moving. I think it's gonna be a lot of like people who are doing it. We're gonna see some like failed box jump overs and skin shins. It's just quad city. You could even see like that happening to Dallin we were talking about. And like, I mean, it's just gonna get those two movements are so much quad.
Yeah.
And then if you're doing that competitively, you're going for broke, right? Like you're not stopping and you're not setting down the wall ball.
Which is what Colton did. And
Yeah,
I
he said in
think
his
Jason
interview, I
maybe.
just like went back and what?
I th- I don't know if Jason broke or not, but Colton kind of broke away after that 66, and he was
Mhm.
only like 3 or 4 reps ahead when he started them. So maybe his
Yeah.
cycle rate was just much faster. But I don't know
He
if
was
Jason ended up
springy. I
breaking
mean,
or not.
we were saying he was bouncing out the bottom. He
Yeah,
also, like all of them, did the step overs and like walked right up and did wall balls, which I think like most general population are gonna set that down and take a breather. They were moving. I think it's gonna mess up some people's quads for a long time. I think people
for
are gonna
sure.
be
Oh
wonky
yeah,
for like days.
Pool Boy was there in person. The venue was the coolest to the open announcements I've been to. That
Is
would
the
have been cool.
66, was it a date or some sort of uh like where did the 66 come from? Does anyone know? Would it have something to do with the air guard or am I just it was just a random number
It did seem weird to go from 40
to
to 66.
66? Yeah. I didn't know what the um I could even see like 60 make a jump, but I didn't know. I assumed the 66 was some sort of um there's a meaning behind it. Oh, pull bias says
Right.
stand by as I explain. Dave told me. Okay. I feel like
Um,
it's gonna be some crazy explanation. But
we'll
yeah, I
stand by.
also think I liked that it wasn't wall balls and rowing because it's always wall balls and rowing, and that's so bad for me. You probably love that. We are different humans. So it gave, I mean, I think it gave, because we were talking about like wall ball is definitely a tall person movement. Usually, Colton obviously was very good at them because he's an amazing squatter. But then I was like, I think box jump overs are for tall people. And then you were like, maybe not because weight wise. So like, I think it was kind of even. It didn't really favor anyone. Someone said, is Austin washed? Like, no, these are,
Dude, I was having a conversation with somebody else, like, as we were watching it, and I said the same thing. I'm like, he was like 50 some reps behind. Like, he wasn't even close.
yeah, but I also think we're like looking at people who won the open last year. Like, you don't have to be that. He's trying to
Yeah,
be top 100,
I
maybe,
know. But you're acting, you were, because you did say that on the phone. Like, he finished what, top 10 in the CrossFit games, one WFP, tour stop, whatever. Like,
Mhm.
we're not talking about a,
Yeah, but he's also
and
the other people are won the open, came second in the open, won the CrossFit Games. Like, who's he
arguably
get?
better than Colton, though.
Yeah, but like Colton has always done amazing at open workauts.
I don't
Wait,
think
okay,
Austin did
Pool
too
Boy
shabby
said
last year.
the tens had a paid that 20s had a pair, the 30s had a pair.
Pair.
The 60 did not have a pair. So we made it 66 since it's 2 sets of 1, 2, 3.
Uh,
I don't get the 2 sets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get the, like, bringing it to look nice, 6 and 6 kind of, but, like, what's the 2 sets of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I think it's just because there's 20s, 30s, 40s, then I don't know. I guess 6 and 6 look nice.
okay. It could have just been 60. I don't know. Whatever. I kind of understand. Pull the workout up. I do actually have it pulled up. I forgot. Oh, stop. Go away.
Sorry. I
No.
think we
Was
tried
that
to hide it
you?
at the same
Oh. Hold on. Let me see. For those of you at home that are confused, which you probably aren't, except for maybe my parents. So let me see. Can you guys see it? Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because it's a lot
I
meets it.
mean,
it just could have met at 60 also.
yeah. That's the only part that I didn't really like. I did really like, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but
Yes.
I do really like these. Just to break it up a little bit, maybe to get some like your legs shook out. I don't know what the appropriate term is there, but I do like that. And Colton bear hugged the wall ball, and everybody else, I think, like put it on their shoulder.
Mhm.
So he wanted 6 and 6. Okay, well, whatever. Dave can, I guess, do what he wants. I
I hate how he announced it. I was just like, "This is so lame." I'm like, the sad wall ball, happy wall. I was like, "Stop."
I what was I going to say? This does kind of remind me a little bit of, I think it was a quarterfinals workout in 2024, and it was the wall ball burpee box jump over. I think it was
Yes.
quarterfinals.
Yes, 3 rounds, 50-50.
It was, I think there was a third. I feel like there was a third round. I don't know, but that
Yeah,
was,
3 rounds of 50 wall balls, 50 burpee box jump overs.
I thought it started off as like box jumps for the first one and then burpee box jump overs. I don't know. I can't remember, but that was awful. And this kind of reminds me of that. And that one, I was like, oh, this is going to be so easy because I'm so good at wall balls. And I did horrible.
Yeah, I mean, these are compounding movements. It's gonna blow up your quads and your lungs, and, like, it's also both of them are movements that are easy to, like, r take way too long rest on.
Oh my God, what is happening here? There we
You know what I
go.
mean? Like, you could easily like, it's a choice. Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Colton said that in his interview. He was like, "You're not gonna fail a wall ball, like, it's a choice to set it down." And I
Yep.
think that's, like, this workout, it's not heavy, it's not skills, it's not like you just have to sit in the suck. I do think there's obviously strategy with the wall ball. We were just talking about this before we got on. If I may do this, I'd break up the wall balls into, I said, because 'cause I'm bad at them, like, 10s from the beginning.
I think, I don't know, because I always feel so confident in the beginning. Again, my wall balls are not what they used to be currently, but
But you
like
are such a good squatter.
20, 20, it's so easy. And then I'm like, what's another 10? And then what's
That's
40?
crazy. 20
But
has never been so easy,
then
ever.
I think about, like you just said, how they did the box step overs and then went straight to the wall to start chipping away at the 66. I'm not gonna do like, I probably watching that will do that because I'm not gonna do one wall ball if I get over there, right? I'm probably at least gonna try to do 10 before I take a break. Instead of, if I do the step overs and then walk over to the wall, drop the wall ball, and then I'm gonna stand around for a minute, I might as well try
Mhm.
to knock like 10 out or
Yeah.
however much I can. So I think that was smart. I think I'll probably do that. I say that now and we'll see if
We'll see when we're in
what
it, right?
happens. I am going to Jeremy says don't forget to sign up for the open, guys. I'm undecided. I'm leaning towards yes. I'm leaning towards
Are you
yes.
doing it tomorrow?
I think so. So I'm going to a new gym, and that was part of the reason why I didn't want to sign up this year, is because my old gym wasn't going to participate. And like if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it at like a Friday Night Lights thing and not just like at a 7 a.m. class, right? If that's my only option, then fine. But I was gonna have to go to another gym to participate in Friday Night Lights, which is not a big deal. But now I am at another gym who really does like Friday Night Lights pretty big. They
Mhm.
have like over 70 people signed up for the open right now.
Oh,
So,
damn.
yeah. So I'm going to go, I'm going to judge. I'm going to take the
That's so
judges
fun.
course and I'm trying to like make some friends and stuff. So, what better way than to go to Friday Night
Throw
Lights
down.
and just judge? And then I probably will do the workout tomorrow. It is in my programming, but
It's also only 12 minutes. It's
um
not that bad.
yeah, I think I probably will sign up, but everybody is thinking again, like we've talked about this before, that it's a boycott. Like I've signed up once in 13 years. Like that's crazy. Now it's mostly because everybody was like pressuring me to do it. And so that makes me not want to do it even more just to continue to like drag my feet because I hate that. I'm always going to do whatever
Yeah.
I want anyway. Like I can still do it. I don't know. All of the pressure and I was thinking about it maybe a few weeks ago. I have never felt pressure to do the open ever until like 3 years ago. To never. Everybody
2
was like,
years
"Yeah, we're
ago,
doing the
yeah.
open workout. Sign up if you want."
It was
And
never
if
a
you don't want
crazy thing,
to,
and now it's like your badge
no.
of loyalty.
Yeah, and it's like I'm still loyal, but
So,
now I'm trying to prove a point kind of because it's I don't know, it's crazy. So, I don't
I
know, we'll see.
posted, like you've probably seen on my story, people leave, like, whiteboard notes on my desk all the time, because I have 24/7 open gym, um, so I, like, posted one that said someone was like, "Thankful for your gym, no bad days," or whatever. And someone who watches the podcast a lot DM'd me and was like, "You're creating the community we all love." And I was like, "Yeah, I think, like, people think I, like, hate everything because I'm not doing the open." And I was like, "I do the same things every single day and create a space and teach people fitness and, like, all the same things you love about CrossFit all the time." And I do, like, I think a very high amount of events for my community, so it's, like, so funny, the narrative that I just, like, hate everything because I'm choosing not to sign up.
I did one of those like ask me anythings a few weeks ago now and I think I don't remember what the question was, but it kind of got me thinking that now not that my thought process has changed about it, maybe evolved or maybe I can voice it a little bit better than what I was before, but I've always said like my job is to help make CrossFit survive and that's not necessarily through the CrossFit Open, right? It's getting other people to believe in CrossFit that it can change their life just like it did for mine. I want everybody to experience that. I don't think that the open is the only way, but then I've definitely experienced some people lately being so opposed to CrossFit, like people who do really good things in the space in the community, like the local community, and we really need those people, but they're like talk shit about CrossFit, but they're not doing anything to make it better. You know, it's like I'm going to sit here and complain and say all of these bad things that CrossFit does and like they're saying that they care, but then they're not doing anything to actively like fix that
Mhm,
relationship and kind of rebuild that bridge. And so that is like I don't want to be that person and I don't think I ever really have been. You can have
mm-mm.
opinions that like
I don't think
you
we've ever
don't like
qualified.
things or that you think that some things need to change, but at the end of the day like I want to help rebuild whatever it is because it's important to me. So maybe that's doing the open this year. I don't know. I don't know.
I think, to be honest, I, like, really liked Chandler's analogy or, like, explanation last week that was like, we always need some people to step away and some people that want change to stay and advocate for change, and you need a little bit of both, and you gotta decide, like, where you're at, and I think that's, like, the perfect way to look at it, right? Like, people can stay or leave for the same reasons, right? Like, we can feel the same way, and I just again, like, do what's right for you. I think that's fine, and I think people care way too much about what everyone else is doing.
Correct, and that's what, T-Bird just said. I pulled it earlier, but she said, "I don't understand why people care so much about what others do or don't do." It is crazy, and it's like, I mean, become, I don't
Mhm.
know, like, political in CrossFit, of, like, which side you're on. It's just like,
Yep.
we're just all doing the same thing. Like, let me do Friday Night Lights and support my community and judge and do whatever. I don't know. It's so silly. T-Bird, what do you mean? What would they need to do? For me to do the open? Again, I've
Well, I think she was talking about, like, the people who are complaining but not doing anything. Like, what would they need to do to be creating change, maybe? Maybe I'm misinterpreting that, I don't know.
I mean, to me, like, you can only like, if you're gonna talk shit about something and complain that something is wrong, like, what are you actively doing to change that? You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Or are you just gonna stay I guess you can just stay mad, but if you say that you care about this thing, I don't know what it is. Maybe
mhm,
it's, like, being more inclusive to people who want to do CrossFit at your gym. They don't necessarily feel welcome because you've strayed so far from that. Not your gym, obviously, I'm not talking about your gym, but,
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
um, I don't know. Some people would crucify you for not signing up for the open, but
Oh,
yep,
I know. I'm aware.
correct.
I also think, like, we're doing it in class. Anyone who wants to do it at my gym is welcome to. I have shared what it is. I have not put my feelings about it on anyone. I will judge. I love it. I will support all my members. Um, I just am not personally gonna sign up for it. I don't think that's like some insane thing. It's just a choice for my own
Um
reasons because I can have a brain cell and do what I want with it.
I do think kind of on that, like, same note, I did watch one of Jenny's, like, updates. This was I think after our episode about the open and it became very political, and she was talking about us not doing the open, and she was like, "Well, Caitlin's not signing up because of the people that she has surrounded herself with." I did not even know these people in 2013 when I started. Like, I have signed up one time in 13 years,
Then
technically twice, but
maybe
I
she's
only
talking
did
about me, and if she is, I don't have that influence over you. Like,
no. But
I
I
don't be
didn't
telling you
know
what to do.
you. I didn't know PC. I
No, I
didn't
know.
know Brian. I didn't know you. I didn't know, and I knew nobody in the space other than
Mhm.
the people at my gym. I just have always had the same stance, and it honestly didn't change. Like after the 2024 games, I was just like, I signed up that year because, well, that was before that happened, but because I was really fit and wanted to see where I was at. But like, and like, if you just like think about it, like it doesn't make any sense. So I
Also,
don't.
we're literally arguing about paying to exercise and log it on a like, it's just it's really not that deep.
I
It's
know.
really not that deep. And
I
I do
didn't
have this, like, conversation a lot. It's not exactly the same, but in the same vein. On Saturdays, on our Saturday class, we do like a little you say your valley of the week and your peak of the week and one thing you're grateful for to your partner at the end of every class. And I try to, like, I don't know, say something for the week, a thought, whatever. But a lot of times I'm like, y'all need to remember that we're literally here, we're paying to exercise for fun. And it's really not that deep, right? Like, um, movement is amazing, and being able to move your body is really cool, and being able to do things you wanna do is really cool, and, like, that's the point. So, like, if you have a bad workout, and it ruins your week or day, like, that's crazy because you have a job and a family and a whole thing. This is literally a hobby we do to stay healthy, and, like, I think sometimes we forget, like, our livelihood does not depend on this, like, on performance in a
yeah,
workout, right? Like, there's nothing riding on it. You are paying to do it. You're literally
correct.
paying to move, and, like, it should be enjoyable, and like, especially in partner workouts, right? Like, you should be encouraging your partner. It's really just for fun, and I think I try to remind people of that, especially, like, you can get so caught up in, like, having a bad workout in a CrossFit gym, and I'm like, there'll be a better one tomorrow. Like, it's just move on. You literally moved for an hour. That's all that matters.
That was me. I don't crash out very often in workouts, but it was 24.3. I was like, I was working at the gym and we had like 300 members. So you were just judging people from like Thursday afternoon until Monday at 8 p.m. It was crazy. And then we had Friday Night Lights and all this stuff. And it was the thrusters and chest to bar and bar muscle up. And obviously we know that I'm not great at gymnastics, but I was feeling so much better. But I woke up a little sick, like I could feel it coming on. And my hands were bleeding. And my coach was like, "You already know that they're bleeding. Stop looking at your hands. Get up there and do it." I was like about to cry because I'm like, this sucks. I wanted to do so much better. That was like one time that I remember specifically like crashing out about a workout, because normally I don't. It's just a
Yeah.
workout. What does it matter?
We
But I
all have
think
our moments, right?
I had worked so hard on trying to get better at gymnastics, and I was like, wow, I still suck. So this is cool.
We have those moments. But there's people that have those moments every day. So that's the.
Yeah.
I'll pull this. Jeremy said you're diminishing the importance of it to justify your reasons not paying money to a life-changing movement. No, I'm not diminishing the importance of movement and like moving on a daily basis. And I literally say, like, I think I believe in movement more than I even believe in like a religion or anything. Like, I think movement changes lives, and I think it's the most important thing people can do. But I think sometimes we put too much emphasis on like, did she sign up for the Open? Did she win the workout of the day? And we miss, what is it? The forest for the trees for the forest. I can't think of the saying right now, but you know what I mean.
I mean, we've said this before on the show. I think, and I said it today, that is a way to support what we believe in by signing up for the Open. But I think like what you're doing, you open a gym, you're spreading the knowledge and the importance of what fitness can do in your life. And I think that is more meaningful than paying $20. I also think there's a time and a place for the $20. That is great, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all.
I also have literally never tried to coerce someone to do what I'm doing that hard as your job. Never told anyone not to do it ever.
And I've tried to convince people to do some Vegas bombs, but that's like about the only thing.
So that's your Open. Got it. We do need to pivot because the media world is in flames, and we need to talk about it. We don't need to. We want to talk about it. If you live under a rock and don't know, CrossFit media world is wilding out right now.
It's
Your face, you're scared.
No, I'm not scared.
Also, we've had some people ask us to talk about it and our opinions. So remember, you asked for this.
The one thing that makes me apprehensive to talk about it is because I feel like the media is covering media, and when the media should really be covering the athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like everybody is so consumed. If you look at everybody's pages, it's like cover photos are of media.
Yeah, we can't keep up. That's the whole joke. We can't keep up because it's a middle school argument back and forth, telephone game. I think there's a lot of, and you're right. We're probably doing the same thing if we talk about it.
We are doing the same thing.
We can keep it brief.
No, I mean, I want to talk about it, but I feel like we do a pretty good job at trying to keep it to the athletes. That's not always what we talk about 100% of the time. But I do think it's important what is happening now, because it's something that we've definitely talked about on the show before. And I have not watched everything because there has been so much that has come out, and most of it has been on
we've been synopsis. I missed this one. Kate, did you watch it? You tell me. I'll take the next one. It's great that there's two of us because we can tag team all these back and forths.
If you guys don't know, Hiller and Taylor are fighting, and it seems like more than just that. There's other people that have come out. I don't know. What are your thoughts? T-Bird says, let them figure it out.
Bigger picture. We have said this. I feel like the tides are turning. I do think big picture, point blank, Savon and his crew and his channel has monopolized a lot of the CrossFit media world. That's no secret, right? If you or anybody with anybody, you're on Savon's channel. And I think they're like monopolized in my opinion. They've monopolized the media, but they don't appeal to everyone who wants to, which you can never appeal to everyone. But I think they do eliminate a large portion of people with, Hiller pointed out, language, being super crass. I will say, like, and now it seems like some people are stepping away that people like listening to and people like their content. So it's just opening doors for not one channel or group of people to monopolize the whole space, which I think in the long run is a great thing. Listen, I agree for the most part with Taylor and Spin and all of them taking a step away from, sorry, with Hiller and
I
Spin,
was
all of them
like,
taking
I'm
away
sorry.
from like Tyler and Hiller stepping away from Taylor. Like I've had obviously issues with Savon and Taylor before. I think I agree that they're like, it's not just about swearing, it's the nature of their content, and it goes beyond just like dropping an F-bomb. And I think if you know, you know. But I do think, and I will say this, even though, and this kind of goes against like what I would want, I want people to step away from that and like do more of their own thing. I do think them acting like they weren't complicit in all of this and a part of it and just taking no accountability for that is a whole other issue too. Like
Wait,
I'm
what do you
glad,
mean?
like
Who are
I'm glad Hiller and Tyler and John Young and all of them are taking a step away from it, but they were a huge part of it and built it and were complicit in it for a long time.
hot take? That's not what I
It
thought you
is.
were going to say.
No, and I think like I'm so happy that this is the way it's shifting, and I agree. And I say this all the time, like the line is at a different place for people, right? Like this might be my line, it might have to be way over here, and like obviously my line was crossed long time ago, but they've now their line has been crossed. Am I happy that their line has been crossed? Yes. Do I wish their line was closer to my personal line? Yeah. And I think like at the end of the day, this like slinging mud at each other does detract from like the athletes and everything. And like, while yes, I more so agree with what Hiller is saying, I do think the nature of Taylor's content is offensive to so many people. Um, is this all? I don't know. Is this all necessary? I think it's just content. Oh, I'm gonna get crucified. I don't think anything I said was that crazy there.
No, I do think I was thinking today about, or yesterday, whenever I was thinking, since this has been going on, this is a big detractor from what's going, like the Open starts this week. And then I
Mhm.
remembered, when else have I felt this way? Because I know we've had this conversation, and the week of the games, the only thing everybody was talking
Lauren
about was
Cleo.
Lauren Cleo. It's like, oh, I forgot that the games were even happening because the media was such a shitstorm talking about Lauren. And I don't know. I feel like I had a response to what you were saying, but um you do. I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Something about something
I
about
feel
that.
like we kind of agree for the most part on this, right?
I Okay, I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
Maybe a hot take. And not
Really?
it
You on the fence? I feel like that's not hot. No,
Hey,
just
you know
kidding.
what? That's fair. And I say that because I I mean, I've said it on the show. Don't love like what Taylor says, how he expresses himself, but I don't have to. And like he's very aware of that too. He makes that known in all of his videos. Like, I'm not for everyone. You don't have to like me. And I respect that, but I don't like how he presents himself. However, his first video, like the 2-hour long one, he didn't
Mhm,
curse for the first like 19 minutes, and he was very calm, and he like was very rational, and I found
mhm.
myself, I was very engaged in what he had to say. Like, do I agree with it? That's another story, but like I was listening to what he had to say because
Yeah.
it wasn't just a bunch of like crash out nonsense that's kind of hard to follow and hard to listen to. Um and I've said this on the show before, is I like some of Hiller's content, but I think sometimes it does more damage than it does good. And Taylor said that in his video. So, like, I also kind of agree with that. But then you look at how Hiller presents himself on his videos. Yes, they're edited. Like, yes, you know, you can. I record a voice note. If I ever send anybody a voice note, that is about the sixth copy. I like deleted it and resent it. So, like, but we do this live, you know, this show is live and we don't get to like think about things before we say them necessarily. So, you know, I think there's a lot of middle ground. I don't like the things that Taylor says. He says mean things about the people I care about. And I don't think that he speaks or thinks before he speaks. And he said that about like the Ellie thing. It's like, oh, well, I said sorry afterwards. It's like,
And then you did it a million other times to a million
maybe we
people.
just think a little bit before we speak so we don't have to go on an apology tour afterwards. Yeah, like that stuff I
I
don't super
also,
love.
sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, but like I don't have to like it.
Mhm.
And like that just is what it is. Um just like people don't like us and they don't have to like there's
I
something
think
for everybody.
here's where I think the difference is. I agree. I watched some of that video and I was like, he is being calm. And I did agree. You can say whatever you want and it doesn't have to be for everyone. That's fair. I think the difference for me is you don't have to like us, but to me, there's a hard line in the sand when you use racial slurs, when you say like wildly inappropriate things, when you're saying like extremely crass, nasty narratives that can legitimately ruin people's lives, right? Like slandering, defaming people, saying disgusting things. If you don't like us, cool. I'm not for you. I'm not, but I never did anything that borders on, not borders, crosses the line of like what I think is even acceptable, like in humanity. I don't know how to say the right way. And I think that's the difference. I think like he did have some good points. He was
Mhm.
being vulnerable. It doesn't change the fact that he uses language and things like that I think are unacceptable for any human to use at any point, and him being calm in a video can't negate that. And I think saying like I'm not for everyone, sure, like is different than I say insanely offensive things. If that's not for you, too bad. Those are different categories. And you're right. I don't agree with what Hiller does all the time. There's videos I've told you I think he takes it way too far. I do think there's a line, and theirs is even much like way further. Same thing as I said before, right? Like there's lines Hiller won't cross, and I can respect that about him.
Yeah.
There is no line that Taylor and Savon will not cross, and even lines that I couldn't even imagine. And then they say things, and I'm like, in my wildest dreams, I could have
Yeah.
like imagined saying that. And that's not a like, even if I didn't think before I spoke, that would never cross my mind to say. Like, that's the difference of like, that's not even in my vocabulary.
Right.
And I think that's where I'm like, it's not just about, oh, don't swear. And I think most people know that.
Yeah, like and I said that too. I say fuck on here multiple times. Like it's not the swear words, it's like how they're being said and what they're being used with, you know?
Yes.
Like I don't care. Like I say it a lot in my everyday life when I'm talking to you, when I'm talking to my friends, like when I get angry. You know, but it's like the other things that he's saying along with them. But I do get like I was reading the comments and people are like, well, if I have kids or I'm watching it at work or I'm
Yes.
doing whatever, like you do have to be careful about who's around when you watch their stuff. And again, there's something for everybody.
Mhm.
So,
And there's some things that should be for nobody.
some people like again, I'm not excusing the behavior, but
Yeah.
like some people argue
I
that
think
there's nothing
that's
wrong with
where,
that.
and I think like we're hopefully moving away from some like they can be crass, they can swear, they can have, I think there's lines they shouldn't cross, but I also think a lot of the people that are stepping away from them were a part of it for a really long time.
So that's what I was gonna say is why is my brain not working? Oh, what I was gonna say is I think it's I do think it's interesting that like we don't have a large reach, right? But we have said what Hitler has said numerous times. And I
Yes.
know that we're not the only ones who have said that and voiced that, but it's taken somebody like Hitler for people now, the light bulb seems to have gone off to some
100%.
people and been like, "Oh, we have been watching this happen," and like maybe encouraging that behavior, and this is actually kind of messed up. But like, and both of them, like I listened to, I think Sevon's show, was it today? I don't know, and he was like, I think Taylor has really nobody has ever said anything about Hiller's videos before, maybe doing more harm than good, until Taylor said something. Like, Taylor is not the first person to say that. I've said that on this show, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to say that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it is very interesting, like when people choose to listen, and like who they listen to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I do appreciate I always want to say if someone changes their opinion, I never want to fault them for having what I would consider a bad opinion before. If they're willing to it's always good to be able to change your mind. And I agree. And if someone changes their mind from something I didn't agree with to something I agree with, I always want to welcome them and be like, I'm so glad you were able to have some critical thinking and change to what you believe is a better path. But I do think sometimes there should be some accountability for what you participated in for a very long time, because it's really easy to change your mind and then point the finger, but you were
Mhm.
a part of it. And it's hard. It's hard to acknowledge that you were a part of it. I think, like in my life, what I would equate it to is I went to a CrossFit gym for a long time when I was in my maybe early 20s. And we were all best friends and everyone was dating and everyone was hanging out. And then I left that gym around COVID or whatever. And maybe a year later, I hung out with a group of those people. And for the first 45 minutes I was there, all they did was talk shit about people at the gym. And I realized that's exactly what I did the whole time I was friends there, because you all know the same people. And I was sitting there being like, this sucks. They're being so mean. But I was like, I did that.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I see that, because I don't want that to be who I surround myself with. But I can't pretend oh, they suck and I don't, because that's who I was when I was in that
Right.
environment. And I think it's important to know that's not who I want to be, but also how easy it was for me to be like that. Because then and I think that's the same thing, right? You can take a step back and be like, Taylor's really inappropriate, all of that, but also maybe recognize, why was I a part of that for so long?
Right.
And I think that's maybe the part we're missing, but also we're in the mudslinging phase. So maybe we'll get there eventually.
Jeremy says, "What about Hiller leaving the locker room because his ideas were getting shut down?" And what? I'm confused. Like, eh,
Also, Hiller
okay.
is kind of famous in his own right. I don't think like I think he was benefiting them equally, if not more.
Oh,
I don't think
but like, you're not free to leave a group chat that you feel like no longer serves you. If that's the case, again, I'm not like, I only know what everybody else knows on the internet. And
and he
so
also said,
what?
what about Hiller participating in it? I agree. I think Hiller did participate in it. I think everyone participated in it to some degree, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not calling out any specific person. A lot of people are leaving, and I don't know that they're acknowledging what part they played in it. And I also think we've talked about it. If you want to get opportunities in the space currently, or maybe in the past, you've gone to Savon's channel, you've been in that umbrella, and people want opportunities. So they're going to do things maybe they don't agree with to get the opportunity. But I think that's also worth taking some accountability for. I will say, Hiller does say, I do everything for clicks and views. I appreciate that he will acknowledge that that is his motive.
I mean, I've said before, I'm afraid to talk to him because I don't know, it seems like sometimes nobody is safe. And, um, that is something that the other side had said too. And like, he's scary, right? Because if you know him, all bets are off. And that is a scary place to be if you consider, I guess, yourself friends. But, um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really in the middle. Like, again, it's nothing that we hadn't felt about either side, I feel like. It's just now all coming to light for a light bulb, I feel like, has gone off somewhere and is
Yeah.
causing causing a
And
stir.
I think anytime that one person or one group of people monopolizes a space, it is going to be super biased. And I think it's cool that like Brian and John Young's content on the rankings and all of that is so fun. I love seeing that. I think it brings out kind of the best of both of them. And same thing people say with Hiller and Brian's podcast. Like they balance each other out. And I think now that there is some changes, we're going to have room for a lot of content that isn't about this shit. Like it's obviously about this right now, but I think we're going to get more like Brian and John Young are probably the two who do know the most.
Yeah.
And them getting to battle out their ranking, stuff like that. Like that's stuff people want to see, which would never happen if they wouldn't interact because of all of, the other things. And I think it's also the idea of like, they don't have to be best friends to create good content together and respect what the other person does.
Yeah, and I think now there's so much more opportunity just for everybody in general. And I've always said I want to be able to walk into a room and I don't want it to be like, oh, B.Friendly is on this side, and whoever else falls into that, like that they don't like the morning chalk up, whoever, I don't know, John Woolley, all of these people are here, and then the rest of like Sevon and their crew over here. I don't want it to feel like that. Like we don't have to be best friends. We don't have to like go get a drink after the events are done, but like I want that to be an option for most of it. Like, I don't hate anybody. And just because we affiliate ourselves with different people, like I've always said, I've supported the barbell spin since before we started this. And like, I think those guys are cool. And
Did you not see our vlog where we were getting ready and watching the barbell spin and then they reposted it and collabed us? It was wild.
yeah. So, I want to be able to have those relationships and opportunities to work with those people too. I don't want it just to be like PC and Brian, not that they're not great and haven't done, but there's so much more out there to do that we can all do together.
And I
So,
think some of the collabs are what make like the coolest content because it's good complementary things.
yeah.
I will pull this. Jeremy said you flirt with the moral high ground when you determine what is or isn't acceptable to say or talk about. That may go too far in some people's eyes, but there are many who aren't offended or hurt by it. I think we talked about this last week with Chandler and Jesse. Like they talk about values in their life. I'm allowed to determine my values, what I think is acceptable in my life, what I think. You're right. Some people are not offended by saying racial slurs and stuff like that. And I don't agree with that. And this is my podcast, in my opinion. And I think if you want to say the N-word and stuff like that, you're not going to be welcome at my table. Like you can be civil to humans. And that's not like some crazy big ask. I think that's like a very baseline, foundational, like be a nice human. And if that is you're not offended by that, go find it somewhere else. But like you don't have to listen. You don't have to listen to me. There's not a seat at my table for people who will use words like that. And that's my decision to make. Like this is at the end of the day, I'm sharing what I think, what I value, and what I think is acceptable. If if that's acceptable to someone else, that's fine. This isn't their podcast. Like I don't understand.
But it is no different than like they will talk about us saying that we're woke or that like that all of these people should not agree with what we're saying. Like it's all the same thing, just two sides of the coin. Like they do the same thing, just different. They don't like the way that we talk or think. We don't like the way that they think or talk. Like, and it doesn't matter. They don't have to like it. We don't have to like it. That's the beauty of like, I don't know, having free
This is
will.
literally like if I never shared an opinion on this, you already say I say nothing. Oh, that's crazy.
Sevon,
You pulling that?
yeah, Sevon talked about
There's no positive way to use that. Let's just put that out there.
um yeah, there's no reason for like why do you have to use that word? That's what I don't understand. Negative or not, why?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, whoa, what is happening?
We'll be clicking things away at the same time.
Definitely has been said on Sevon's podcast multiple times.
Me and him literally had a phone call about why he thinks it's totally fine to say it live. It's on his podcast. I called in and he had an argument with me about why it's fine to say.
One time he pulled up my ex-husband's Instagram, who is Black, and told him why he should not be offended by that word.
I'm
So
not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the what did I just join? If you just came in now, you got in the deep end of that. Yeah, I think that is, and I think it's interesting because Savon went on a little rant about our episode with Chandler and Jesse and why they went on our podcast and how many more views they would have on his. And I think that takes no accountability for the reason Chandler might not want to go on his podcast.
yes. I don't know, you guys. It's so messy.
But you know what? This season has started, and that is exciting. And I'm really excited to see what happens. I was random thing, maybe this hot take. Haley Adams looks fit AF right now. I think she's going to come in swinging. And you don't agree, and we're just going to see. Wait and see. I think she's going to surprise some people. I think she had her time. She took time to herself. She was recovering. I think this is her first year back. She looks lean, mean fighting machine. She posted they were like at a Adidas thing. I think Laura Horvath, Sydney Wells, all of them were there. And I was like, damn.
Wait, somebody pull hold on. Kenneth said that he got drafted to the Trash Panda team. I messaged Spin and I was like, so the Barbell Spin is drafting teams.
Oh, yeah.
Walt is ripping something up right now. And I was like, I haven't decided if I want to sign up, but I want to be on the draft team, but they've already drafted. So I was trying to get in on that, but I couldn't make up my mind in enough time, and I still have not. So out in front or shoulder for the stepovers, what do you think is the best option with the wall ball?
I think that's so dependent on the person because, like, have you ever done wall ball runs?
Yes.
So, like, I can't boombox it because one, I don't have great mobility. I call this the boombox. And two, I'm like a pretty small like person, so it just doesn't sit. Like I'm not broad enough for it to sit. It's the same with dumbbells for me. I have bad mobility and they're so big on my shoulders that I feel like they don't sit well. So whenever I do a wall ball run, I always have it like here. I'll try here, but I think it depends on like how big you are, your mobility, and what's comfortable. I also think that like the box being higher for Colton, he might want to lean forward more to get up. So that might just be like assisting him to lean forward versus this, like you lean forward, you might lose it. And he's also, yeah, I just think like the wall ball on me, I'm not a very broad person. It's just large. Yeah, compared to me, Kate is broad. That is not like I mean.
Have you not seen a picture of us standing next to each other? I look like
I got a big back,
giant.
but I'm still like narrow. I just pack on some muscle on my sleeper build.
Kenneth says he doesn't think that Haley makes it to the games. I wouldn't be surprised. Is Vellner gonna make it his last year? Has to. He has to, right?
Yeah, he's going to.
I feel like he has to. That would be devastating. Maybe he doesn't retire if he doesn't make it this year. I feel like he has to.
Oh, that is a terrible DeVito and Schwarzenegger. Damn, ouch.
Or I used to say I had a partner that I would compete with the way back when, and she was really short, and I used to say we were Robin Big, like from the show. Like any picture that we had, I was just so much taller than her.
There's a local competition here in July. That's hilarious, and I really want you to come do it with me. I was trying to think of the way to get you to come do it. It's one day, so it's not a big ask, and there's no qualifier, and it's super fun.
What is it? What's it called?
Sacred Pine Invitational. It's just like
I know what it is.
Yeah, I really want you to come do it with me because we would smoke that.
We'll see what kind of shape I'm in. That's a weird comment. I want to do ACC. If I'm fit enough, I want to do ACC, which I think is in June.
Okay, perfect. So this will just be your post comp. I'm doing high rocks in June, and then July we can just do Sacred Pine together. It'd be fun. Get a little taste of Charleston. Come for literally the weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. Now that I'm gonna have like a regular schedule, I
Yeah.
don't know what that looks like, but oh, okay.
Do you have a hot take before we finish?
I didn't have one prepared. If you
Neither
have
did I.
one ready, oh, okay.
But I just thought of one.
Oh, then go.
My hot take. I don't know if I've said, I think I talked about this on here, is that I'm going to do 30 strict pull-ups by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Taylor said it's the most insane thing and like won't be done. And bet.
I think you can do. Are you still? You were doing like your programming was part of it.
Yeah, so I told my coach that Hiller said that it would be insane, and he basically was like, bet. And so, like, I always do pull-ups in my program, but we've been doing weight, like, he's been throwing them in, like, in between squat sets and stuff. So I think 2026 might be the year of 30 pull-ups.
CrossFit. We already went over this earlier in the episode.
Yeah, come on, get with the programming.
Kind of
Yes.
says, I think you can train to that.
I
Definitely.
think so
Well,
too. I think it's within my realm.
when what did you do at SoCal? How many? 20 something, right?
21, I think.
Yeah.
I
So
did
what
21 at Miami Beach like last year, and then I'm always between like 17 and 21. I also um now I've been working on them a ton. We always, when we do the upper body labs for students, me and the professor go head to head and like get students to come in and they can like get extra credit if they do strict pull-ups. So I'll test it in the next 2 weeks. We'll see. I think with how much we've been working on it, I should be mid-20s. His name is Ian Berger. He owns a gym here. He was also a previous games athlete, just a great programmer. I learned a lot from him. I like him as a coach. So shout out to him. He was on a team a couple years, him and his wife, to the CrossFit Games. And he's also very good high rockster now. So
my hot take is that I'm gonna get to through the second set of 40 wall balls.
oh, that's moving.
I don't know.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's hard for
I
me to
don't
gauge
know.
because I'm like very bad at wall balls, but um he owned a gajillion gyms. Ian, is that what he's talking about? Ian has owned a few gyms in his lifetime. Yes. I don't know if you know him. That'd be random. But I do think, see, this is why we'd be the perfect partners because you're so good at wall balls and I'll just do the rig stuff.
I don't know if that's a hot take. We'll see. I feel like
that's a good score, but I mean, I'll see tomorrow when I have classes do it. Are you going to get Hiller to judge the pull-ups? Honestly, I'm going to pull this up. If I get to 30, it'll be a whole thing and I will make Hiller
that'd be kind of
make
cool.
some comment about it.
That'd be cool. Tega got to 66.
Well, how far did you get in the 66?
I think he's saying, he said to the 66.
Because that matters. He's a good squatter, though. I mean, I could see that.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll update my Instagram tomorrow, I guess, after I do it. Maybe with like a little Friday Night Lights, like adrenaline. Another 60 though after that. That's a lot of reps. However, I did do a workout like a few weeks ago and it was 2 sets of 40 wall balls. And on my 41st, so the first rep on the second set, my legs blew up so bad I could not do anything. So I'm hoping, I don't know what was up with that. That's never happened to me ever in wall balls. So
break early.
I'm not going to break a set of 20.
Okay, but like maybe the 30.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll have the Friday Night Lights adrenaline and I'll be like back in competition mode and I'll just send it.
We'll see.
I'm excited.
Listen, maybe I'll get like more pull-ups when I'm with the students because I got to show out. So maybe that's where I'll get it. Aren't you tall enough to just step over the box fully, Kate?
I don't think
Don't think
so.
that's how it works. If Jason's
Because
not doing that, Kate's not doing that. He's definitely taller.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not very coordinated, but I'll be slow in the box jumps. I'm not good at box jumps, so
Dude, we'd be perfect partners. I'm gonna convince you.
one
I'm
day.
planting a seed. Think about it, okay?
We did good at the gauntlet.
Okay, no, we didn't because my knee was
Well,
broken,
I
but
know, but we were doing good. We were cooking. We were
dude, and
cooking.
I'm like feeling fit these days. So
Makes one of us.
stop.
It'll happen for me eventually. It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, in July.
We'll see. ACC first. I would have really liked to go back to ACC, but I like have to be really confident in my fitness by then. And
You
so
got
far,
some
it's
time.
not looking good. So we'll see.
You got a
We'll
few
see.
months. All right,
Okay. Anything
good night,
else?
peoples.
No, nothing else. Wait, hold on. I don't even have it pulled up. Please hold. While we're waiting, are you guys excited for Wadapalooza?
It be
I'm
coming.
excited. It's so soon. We're gonna have to figure out what to do for our episode that week because I probably will at least be unavailable. So oh my goodness, I was not
We'll
prepared. I'm
figure
so
out
sorry,
closer
you
to.
guys.
Yeah, we'll just let them know what we're gonna do.
But next week we should be same time as usual. And wow, you guys, I can't find it. I'm really slacking on here. Okay, this episode is brought to you by RF Supplements, the NSF certified supplement brand, trusted by athletes who demand clean, effective performance. From protein powders to peptides, RF Supplements has everything you need to perform at your best. No fillers, no shortcuts, just science backed formulas built for real results. Check them out at rfsupplements.com and use code RF ITBO for 15% off your orders. RF Supplements, fuel your potential.
Get you
Cool,
some.
guys. That was it. We'll see you next week.